Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren. I am backed up when it comes to videos. I have a lot of videos to render and edit, but I also gotta get some sleep. So today I decided to do something interesting that's still World of Warcraft related, but nothing I would have to do some crazy amount of editing, even though I'll still probably put in plenty of time into this video. Let's take a look at people's artifact weapons. But why would you take a look at weapons when they already exist, Darren? Well, because the 7.2 updates are coming out and everybody's getting all new traits for their weapons, so I want to see who is actually going to have the best weapons when it comes to World of Warcraft. We already know the ones for Outlaw. I do want to take a look at any changes. I know that Outlaw got a few changes, so it's worth taking a look at, but I want to take a look at everybody else's. I feel like I know fairly well just about every single DPS class. I don't know healers well, I don't know tanks well, so we are going to exclude them from the video. But let's see which DPS class will actually have the best addition towards the artifact weapon. First what we have is the Frost DK, and they did a few updates in terms of their icons right now. So we have the first ones that give you stamina and damage increase by a flat percent, which is 10% because it takes away from the passive trait. It all just adds up into here. So this will be 14% damage increase, and whatever amount of stamina, this is 10%, so it's going to be a little bit different in terms of numbers. Then we also have Rune Frost. A lot of these are going to be passives, so a lot of these that are going to be very not exciting. I'm actually just going to skip through them, but we're going to talk about the big ones, usually these ones right here. But if any of these are like exciting, I'll definitely make sure to cover them. Crystalline Sword's damage reduces the cooldown of Empower Rune weapon, so that's their base weapon. So this actually forms really well with their big one, which is Stormbreaker. Obliterate has a chance to cause the target to be pierced from behind by a Crystalline Sword. So basically, in a way, this doesn't sound that exciting. I mean, this sounds like it could be a lot of damage, but we just don't know. It just sounds like a random proc chance hit of Obliterates, which is cool, but there's some of the other ones that are better, so trust me. But basically means Death Knights will be able to have Empower Rune weapon up a lot more often, at least when I'm thinking PvP wise. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Then we have the Unholy DK. They got a pretty tame one. The Gargoyles attacks have a 50% chance to apply Festering Wound. Not every single one of these classes is going to be that exciting. Some of them are going to be very tame, but I assure you, some of these are actually very PogChamp in the chat type of changes. Like, this is just what that is. Wait for the Outlaw one. Outlaw, I think, is pretty exciting because they did do a few changes. Then we have the Havoc DPS Demon Hunter. Reduces the cost of IBM by 5 Fury, so eventually that's going to be, what, 20% reduction if my math is correct. They have Chaotic Onslaught, where a Chaos Strike has a chance to slash an additional whatever amount of times. That's interesting because it's basically a Saber Slash for one of the most strongest abilities. So while this one doesn't sound exciting, this is basically you get a multi-strike effect to an ability. If you remember multi-strike from Warlords of General, then you know you're the real OG. But this one, this actually could be very powerful because random procs of their ability during burst just means faster burst. So while it doesn't sound exciting, this actually has a potential chance to be very, very strong because Demon Hunters still are spooky to this day. Boomies have an interesting one. Wax and Wane. Moonfire increases direct damage of your next Moonfire by 5%. This stuff stacks 5 times, so if you keep hitting with Moonfire, you actually get to increase the Moonfire's damage by 25%. They might have had this in Pandaria or Kata. I'm pretty sure they had this in Kata, but I'm not sure about Mob. But you basically could do a similar thing with your Moonfire. Like, it would actually just, I think the instant damage would increase the more you spam it. So like, let's say you have to move around a lot for PvP. It is actually pretty useful. Then we have Circadian Invocation. Moonfire damage increases the arcane damage dealt to the target by 1%, and Sunfire damage increases the nature damage dealt to the target by 1% if each effect stacking up to 1 times. So Moonfire damage increases arcane damage deal, and some. That's very boring. Like, you know, some of these are actually going to be pretty boring. This is really tame because that means 6% more damage from arcane and or nature damage, which is good for PvE and PvP, but still not a very exciting effect because it's pretty slow. Now the feral one you guys are going to get excited for. Fury of Ashmane. Tiger's Fury grants 600 versatility, raging to your own 4 allies. If any of you remember any of the 4-piece and 2-piece addition or sets for PvP, you had some effects for your item sets that increase flat percent or flat amount of versatility, mastery, or whatever. And this is kind of a throwback to it, but it's in a group. So to you and 4 allies. That's actually pretty cool. In PvP, basically means ferals are going to be that guy that brings in a little bit extra oomph in terms of like stats. So 600 versatility isn't like insane number. It's like 2 pieces of gear basically worth of versatility. But that's actually pretty cool. I'm very excited for this. Now this is the exciting one. Blood Letters Frailty. Okay, I got that one right. Ashman's Frenzy also increases the damage your feral abilities deal to targets by 30%. This is Vendetta. Ferals get a Vendetta. Are you kidding me? So your ability of Ashman's Frenzy, 1.2 minute cooldown, so faster than your reduced cooldown Vendetta, and you deal 30% more damage. They basically took Vendetta. That is crazy. That is just unfair. Fairly passive ones for these guys. Aspect of the Wild causes all active pests to lash out, dealing physical damage, and then this one here, Cobra Shot, has a chance to create a certain amount of sneaky snake that attacks the target until canceled. So I guess it's just attack the target for a while. So like that is just, it's okay. It's gonna be damage increase, but it's like so passive. The marksman one is weird. You have this one interesting. The aspect of Cheater grants you 50% dodge chance and immunity to snares. That is awesome. So you can run away from people and you can avoid melee. I'm not sure if that's going to make marksman any better for PvP, but that's an interesting one. And then Cyclonic Burst. One burst also snares and deals certain damage over time. So now you get a snare, which is a slow, massive slow, and then deals damage over time. And then you got a movement speed. So it's like, what? What is this? How does that play to the fantasy? What? Again, all of these are actually might change by the time 7.2 comes out. So this is what they have so far. But all these might change. Should have probably prefaced in this video. Flank Strike has a chance to summon a Spirit of Hone High Mountain and Echo Row to smite your foes. That's kind of cool. So this is an ability that in PvP, for example, I don't use Flank Strike as much. I'm usually just trying to layer my dots and everything. But this is cool. For a random chance for random burst. That's exciting. We don't know how much damage Hone High Mountain is going to deal. But as the Moose guy that starts the quest line for the Survival Hunters, and that is the guy, the main dude who basically like fought off the demons, and is like, that's where the High Mountain whole place came from. So that's exciting, lore-wise as a nerd, and damage-wise, that's gonna be pretty cool. So that's kind of cool. Mark of Lunith restores 50% maximum mana. That's pretty boring. When you cast Arcane Explosion, a Lunith will echo the Arcane Explosion 20% of its damage at the location of your previous Arcane Explosion within 6 seconds. Time and space. I think the way that this one works, let's say you start right here. You Arcane Explosion, then you blink, your Arcane Explosion, this one triggers, because it was like, Arcane Explosion happened here before, so when you do it here, you have 2 Arcane Explosions triggered. So that's an AoE thing. It makes no sense, but it's like, you can see just how some of these weapon additions are much cooler than others, and others are just very, very boring. So if I see Arcane Mage, I'm just gonna be like, alright, you can Arcane Explosion me for 20% effectiveness. Big whoop. Alright, the Fire Mage is a cool one. Warm Fleet with Phoenix. Phoenix Flames has a chance to grant 600 critical strike rating to you and your allies. Oh, so cool. Outlaw Rogues can't really use that well, but that's still really, really good. That's awesome. Like, I like that they're bringing this back in the game, because this is basically in arena games. If you get a bunch of classes that buff each other like this, oh, that's so good. That's what Phoenix Flames, so you use it fairly often. Phoenix Flames chance to 2 additional targets. I mean, that's kind of cool, but like, it basically it sounds like AoE cleave mechanic. That's kind of boring, let's be honest. While Frozen Orb is active, you can cast Blizzard instantly. That is actually pretty exciting, because I've seen a lot of Frost Mages cast Blizzard, because it deals a good PvE damage in PvP. So then you can kind of combo those together on an enemy. That's actually opened so many ways of like dealing more damage. I think that Frost Mages might actually have some traits for their weapon in order to make AoE damage from Blizzard a little bit. Oh god, I think Frost Mages actually have some traits, whether class traits or honor traits, to make their Blizzard hit harder. I could be wrong, but this is actually a pretty cool combo, because you can just use it instantly. I think it has a cooldown though, so maybe it doesn't have a cooldown. I'm pretty sure it has a cooldown, so I'm not gonna get all excited. But what if it didn't have a cooldown? Just ice everywhere. After Ebony Bolt targets a target, a pillar of ice bursts from the ground at that location, dealing Shadow Frost damage. Now that's exciting. You Shadow Frost with Ebony Bolt, and bam, another thing hits you. So that's exciting. That could be a lot of damage, kind of like the Survival Hunter Hone thing, except that's a chance. This is a guarantee. So this is going to be exciting to see just how strong this is in the future. Triggering combo strikes the chance to grant 600 mastery rating to you and your allies. Isn't combo strikes your no, it's not your mastery, is it? It is your mastery, is it? Is that your mastery? Hold on, so triggering combo strikes that's either like combo breaker, and you get like free blackout kick, or is just whenever you do your mastery properly, it gives you more mastery to other allies. That's actually kind of cool. And then Strike of the Windlord grants you Thunder Fist for each enemy struck. Thunder Fist discharges upon melee attacks, deal nature damage. Oh, so if you get like a bunch of people in the Thunder Fist and then you just melee them, oh, that's actually kind of cool. So that's pretty cool follow-up. So you would use it in the opener and you would continue with the burst and you're still meleeing. Oh, that's actually interesting. That's almost like makes me think of an enhancement shaman kind of thing. Okay, red paladins. I'm thinking red paladins are gonna have the best one. Honestly, I think red paladins will have the best one because paladins is just one of those classes that kind of makes me mad, but a little bit jealous because they're super strong. It's a chance that they have something OP. Let's take a look. Whenever greater blessings are active, gain blessing of Ashbringer. Blessings of the Ashbringer grants you 2,500 attack power. I'm pretty sure math-wise it's half. So attack power split in half would be the equivalent of that. Attack power half strength or agility. So basically whatever amount of, at least back in Pandaria, that's what it used to be, because it was a cloak and it would give you 4,000 attack power split in half. That would be basically equivalent to 2,000 agility added. I could be wrong, but whenever greater blessings are active. So what is a greater blessing? Like bop? You could bop yourself and you get a buff. Wait, hold on. Is sack? No, you don't get sack as a ret. What counts as a greater blessing? How about freedom? Hand of freedom, is that a blessing? Whenever greater blessings. Is that a hand of freedom? Hello? That'd be hilarious to just hand of freedom. Bam, you can burst now. What? Okay, I'm afraid of that. George Unworthy. Avenging Wrath reduces the cooldown of judgment by 50%. Is that like when you're Avenging Wrath where you like finish your target? So you can finish your judgment back to back? Oh my god, they're gonna be killer. They're actually gonna be killing people. They're gonna be just finishing them off really quickly. When you enter Void form, your and 4 allies gain 600 haste. I like that. That seems proper for priest. That's actually kind of cool. Every time you enter Void form, like I like how these are tied to like basic abilities that you use, whether it's artifact based or just class based. Void Chantal summoned by a call of Void generates 3 insanity when you deal damage with Mind Flay. Okay, this one's kind of. This is like plain, like boring. So you basically have to Mind Flay to spawn a tentacle that will Mind Flay, and that will give you insanity. I mean, that means you can line up burst faster, so that's cool for a Shadow Priest, I would think. I don't play Shadow Priest, so I wouldn't fucking know. But this basically means that Shadow Priest will be able to get into Void form faster. I guess Lash of Insanity kind of goes back to the Mind Quickening, so you're able to get in Void form faster and get Insanity, get haste, continue on. That's alright. Okay, let's check out some of the rogue ones. I'm pretty sure there were a few changes. They changed Crimson Vial, so it starts with 4% damage reduction and then increases by 4% every second. I'm pretty sure until the buff for the Crimson Vial is over. That's actually kind of cool, because for PvP I feel like Assassination is a bit more squishy. Successful lethal poison application reduces the cooldown of Kingsbane by half a second. That's actually just going to be so strong. You're going to be able to use Kingslayer's little, what is it, 45-second cooldown now? I'm going to guess like 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds have what is it, a Kingsbane available. That's actually really cool. That's strong as hell, because this is a strong ability right now on its own. We got one of the coolest changes, Dreadblade's Vigor. Curse of Dreadblades also increases your energy regeneration by 50%. So I think Dreadblades and Adrenaline Rush, we won't put them together ever. We'll just put them apart, because that seems like it's going to be good energy regen for both of them. I could be wrong, we could still put them together, but that is awesome. So during Dreadblades you have more energy, so you can just like Saber Slash run through, Saber Slash run through. That's awesome. I am happy on that. That's better than whatever the hell they had before. I don't even know what they had prior. And then of course, Loaded Dice, activate an Adrenaline Rush, causes your next roll the bonus to grant 2 matches. That is still going to be very strong on its own. So that's a cool change for Outlaw. That's just, I feel like Outlaw actually has, like, I'm pretty sure most people, like when they're reading all these, they have no idea what this means. But if you play Outlaw, yeah, this is actually a lot, because you're able to get buffs, 100% guarantee. Subtlety is still the same, where Deepening Shadows reduces the main cooldown on Shadow Dance by additional 1 second per compound spent, so that's awesome. And then we have Feeding Frenzy, Gorman's Body causes your next to finish most to consume no energy, which I guess is cool, but it's like, you still have to build up the common points for them and use them, I guess. I don't know, is this actually going to be that good? I actually don't know. Seismic Storm, when your Earthquake deals damage, it has a chance to cause a Lightning Strike dealing nature damage. Like, some of these are just so boring. Unless Shamans just use Earthquake in single target rotation, which I guess they could start with this. So this basically says, hey, do more AoEs. More Earthquake means more Lightning Strikes. Yeah, some of these are just boring and that's not as cool as the others. I feel like Elemental Shaman might have gotten the bland one. Your Flame Tongue causes damage. Hold on. Your Flame Tongue damage causes your target to take 2% increased damage from the next Lava Lash. This affects stacks. They don't say how much it stacks. Oh, that'd be cool. I can almost see it. Enhancement shaman just whittling the guy away, just tickling with damage, just little what is it, hammers? Yeah, the hammers just like doom hammer, just ding 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 ding. And the guy's like, this shaman ain't got nothing on me. But the whole time shaman been stacking the buff where his flame lava lash is just gonna hit him for like 10 million damage in a single go. Doubt the Blizzard is gonna allow for that, but that is hilarious just to imagine. That's gonna be awesome to mess around with. I hope this is overpowered. Affliction, I'm expecting this one to be very passive. Klee Corruption requires less damage. Drain Soul has a chance to deal shadow damage and summon additional Tormented Soul. If the additional Tormented Soul isn't that for your artifact weapon where you reap souls? That's so bland and boring. I mean, I guess it works for rotation, but that's boring to me. Come on, you gotta admit. Dreadblade increases damage taken from your pets. Dread Bite increases damage taken from your pets. What is a Dread Bite? Hello? I don't know what a Dread Bite is. I am looking. I probably missed it, but I have no idea. Is Dread Bite like the a bite from something? I don't fucking know. Thalakale's Ascendance. Demonic Empowerment has a chance to cause Thalakale enrage, causing your pets to deal additional child damage. That's kind of cool. It's like towards an ability that you already use, but like extra effect. That could be really, really cool. I mean, it's like, I guess it's better than some of the other really, really boring and passive ones, but like, yeah, I don't know. Alright, Destruction. Cry of Havoc, under construction, check back soon. That is the strongest buff I've seen so far. Damn, Blizzard, you guys are on point. Tomb-born Rift. Dimension Rift cannot summon a Flame Rift. More rifts is good, I think. Yeah, Flame Rift, that's like more damage, right? Is it like replacing a Dimensional Rift, or just, is it a rift that shoots rifts? Now that'll be a whole nother story. This is open to interpretation, but I think Cry Havoc. Under construction. Sounds like it could be too overtuned for the game. Alright, let's check out the warrior to end this on. We have Storm of Swords, Blaze Storm damage. What? Soul of the Slaughter. Spending rage has a half a chance per rage spent to heal you for 1,000 per rage spent. What? What? Alright, hold on. What's an average hit for a warrior? That's not like 30 rage for an ability, right? Let's just imagine. I have no idea. 30 rage has a 15% chance to heal you for 300,000 rage spent. Whoa. Okay, hold on. 100% rage. 1,000,000 health? Wow, dude, it's like pretty cool self-heal. I mean, it's not a DPS increase, but that's kind of cool. AC could cause the next mortal strike to deal 50% more damage. That's a pretty straightforward. I can't say this is bad. That's a pretty straightforward. It's just very unique in terms of just execute phase. Alright, now let's check out the Fury Warrior. Bloodthirst has a 20% chance to trigger second Bloodthirst. Does that come with a heal, or does that mean you're more likely to get into enrage? I really wouldn't know anymore. Death and Glory. Odin's Fury will become alternately empowered by Odin, and hell yeah. Odin empowers Odin Fury with fire damage and 0 rage, or a certain amount of rage. Helya empowers Odin's Fury with shadow damage and leech. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's like RNG. You either get Odin's power at random moments or Helya's shadow damage. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's actually really cool. Holy hell, dude, that's awesome. That's probably the best one so far. Alright, so I think I've taken a look at every single DPS trait for artifact weapons from every single spec. Some of them are very, very exciting and like really cool and revolutionary. Like, this could be good. Some of them are very bland and boring, but instead of like being bland and boring, they usually just play up to the strengths that the spec already has and probably fill some gaps that the spec probably is like, oh, actually, I could use that. It's very minor, but for me, for my spec in particular, I could use that. For Outlaw, it's like loaded dice. Like, yes, we need to guarantee that we get a good roll on the buffs. That's awesome. That's like one of those little things. So it's not like just gonna randomly have a bunch of pirate rogues jump out of nowhere and fucking Jack Sparrow goes and trolls the shit out of the enemy, dealing agility damage worth of whatever math. You know, fucking. No, it's just like really simple stuff. Like, it actually just helpful things. So, I don't know, some of them are really cool, some of them are exciting, others are very much more exciting, but I think we can all agree that the best trait out of all of these specs, in my honest opinion, has to be the Destruction Warlock, Cry of Havoc. Still under construction, check back soon. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the artifact weapons for every single spec, and if any of you are excited for any of them, if it is your specific spec or old class that you play, if you're excited for any of them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.